sip and drive a vehicle. And so there's no real gray area. It's not like, okay, well, maybe I'm okay to drive. Yeah, you drink any kind of alcohol, you can't drive.
Well, but that's a good, I mean, if you're working for a company, that's their stance. At least it's black and white. You know the rules on there.
He means the country.
Oh, I got you.
Not Chili's. Chile. He thought you said Chili's. Like the restaurant.
Look, I'm in it. I got the mukbang video today. Yeah, I thought you were talking Chili's.
Not the home of the Presidente Margarita.
2 for 1 all day, every day.
Kevin, Virginia, and Jason are live on 97.9 WRMF and the KVJ Show app.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the Kbj Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the Kbj Show.
What's up? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Kvj Show. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Hump day.
Yeah, here we go. Another day at it. Hopefully you're dialing it in on YouTube, checking out Kvj TV. Brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. Then we got a whole bunch of good stuff up there. I was checking yesterday. There was a little, I guess you call it in the category of mukbang, Virginia. It's when you eat on camera. I guess that's all you got to do. I don't know if you got to make it sexy or just eat. I guess that's it, right?
Did you check it out?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
You should have got in the chat room. Oh man, we'd have been tickled pink.
I was busy at the time. It was going down live, so I saw the replay of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Well,
so this
it's
was
layered.
afterwards.
There's a lot in there. It's designed that way.
Yeah. So I was.
Was it comedy? Was it all muck?
It was just.
Was it just you eating?
It was.
Were you?
It was me, Denny's, in suits, and it was just 3 fellas having a good time, just eating and just laughing and having fun. That's all it was.
All right.
But I think that's not going to be our first and last mukbang. I think we're going to make this a thing.
Okay. So you just go on there and you just eat. People watch you and they just comment on what you're eating.
Well,
huh?
I also did some food topics in case we just were just eating. I wanted to at least talk about something.
Yeah.
So we had some food topics going on.
It's amazed me the ones that I've seen. Part of the angle is like it's usually women that are at least moderately attractive, and I'm like, okay, these are probably just horned up dudes that are like watching it because, yeah, the content I can't believe, and there's a lot of like slurping and like this they'll eat shrimp or there's like some colorful kind of like seafood thing that's in one of those kind of like big. Have you seen the new like margarita bowl glasses they have, Virginia? It looks like a margarita glass, but it's monstrous and it fits all your seafood in it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of some of the ones that I've seen. So there's aesthetically some things that are visually going on.
So yeah, I learned too doing the mukbang. I want to get a camera that's pretty much designated to getting really into the food. People wanted to see the food more, and I understand that. I got to make sure I'm saying it right. It's our first mukbang.
Yeah, first mukbang.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds like it could be something else.
My dad thought we were doing something unspeakable. You guys filming? A mukbang? He laughed. He didn't know what to do.
It does sound R-rated, doesn't it?
It does. It was great fun, though.
Yeah. Well, the thing is kind of interesting was everybody, I guess, got to bring kind of like in their own food, and Suits is trying to live well and healthy. And that's tough to do, especially when you go play an away game at Jaybird's place.
Look, you come into a mukbang, you better not be bringing a salad without dressing. And that's what the kid, the prodigy, did. He brought salad without dressing. He brought a knife to a gunfight.
I don't know if you can call him a prodigy if he's coming in with that kind of food to a mukbang.
Agreed. You're right.
Did you force your
salad?
food on him?
I would say that.
I don't know. Here's the evidence.
Okay, so we're going to talk about what Suits is bringing to the mukbang. Are you shitting me, Suits? He has a salad from Publix.
I'm on a diet.
With zero dressing.
It's rough, but so this salad's like 300 calories and the dressing is like another 300 on top of it. It's just not worth it. I just kind of have to power through.
Suits, you look great. You need to get a slice of pizza. We got pizza here.
Oh, listen to the pusher.
We had so much food at this mukbang that we couldn't even get it all on camera. There was still stuff in the kitchen. I went full gorilla on the first round.
Go figure, huh?
So I'm trying to be good because I got 30 days and then I'm going on a trip and I want to be looking real good for the trip. Well, I didn't realize there was going to be such a spread. I mean, this is kind of hard to resist. You have so much food over here. The pizza does look really good. This is so good.
Suits, could you do me a favor? Could you please pass me a slice of the cheese bread from Publix? That's that cheese
looks so good.
He can't control himself.
Suits, do me a favor. Have you ever had a 4-cheese Hot Pocket ever?
Sounds like a lot of bread and cheese. That seems to be the theme.
Suits has never had a Hot Pocket before, and oh my gosh, I swear to you, I've never seen a person so happy after taking a bite.
Really?
I've never had a Hot Pocket.
Do me a favor, just for the people. They would love to see you take a bite of that 4-cheese Hot Pocket and tell us what your thoughts on. All right, go in.
All right. See what we got. This is so good.
Oh, dude, you can see why every single person ever gets Hot Pockets.
That's it. It's over.
Hot Pockets are so good.
It's over.
I want the diet.
Well, compared to like
I
the
see
lettuce
it.
pile.
Suits is going in for some more. All right, slow down, baby. Slow down. We got so much to get to. We got so much to get to.
Oh, listen how happy Bird is.
Oh, it was.
My
That's
gosh.
my element right there. That's where I'm at home. I'm at peace when I'm doing that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, if you want to check out the video and the comments on it, it is on the KVJ Show YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe right now.
KBJ Show is all over social media. Find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
When you guys were kids, did you trade your lunches with other students? Did you ever do that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to get your guys' opinion, and you tell me, A, is my friend's kid being forced to do this? Is he making the right move? Because I was talking to him yesterday, and he trades his lunch with this kid that he's in 5th grade. He trades his lunch with this other kid in school, but it sounded like he didn't want to trade his lunch, and the kid's almost, I don't know, I don't want to say making him trade, but kind of manipulating him to trade his lunch. Now, tell me if my friend's kid is getting the short end of the stick. My friend's kid had 2 slices of pizza from Pizza Hut and a brownie. That's what he brought to lunch. He traded it for a Lunchable. I'm sorry, I think a Lunchable
Yeah.
is way low budget compared to 2 pieces of pizza from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I think your friend's kid got the short end of the stick.
Totally.
On that one, okay, I wrote down 4 meals where he's traded, and I didn't agree with anything he traded. So my friend's kid had a half a turkey sub with cookies. Now, the sub was from Jersey Mike's, so it's a legit sub with their great cookies. They are amazing. He traded it for a peanut butter sandwich. No jelly, just peanut butter and then graham crackers on the side. I'm sorry, Jersey Mike's sub trumps a peanut butter sandwich with graham crackers.
Yeah, he might be getting bullied into
Well, I don't know, but if you look at a kid, I mean, maybe not. You know, graham crackers might carry more weight. Maybe a sub that's more of an adult.
Can we please talk to Fat Kevin? Because I do not like adult Kevin right now.
Yeah, no, Fat Kev, actually, I went sweet stuff. I probably would have leaned on
Graham cracker?
peanut, like if I had some graham cracker and peanut butters, I loved it.
It was just a peanut butter sandwich and just some graham crackers compared to a Jersey Mike's sub with their cookies. Their cookies, Fat Kevin.
With the cookies?
He had Jersey Mike's, I believe he had 2 chocolate chip.
Yeah, cookies kind of pushed it over the edge. That does make it a little bit more sketchy. If it's a sub, though, yeah, because that to me was more of like an adult palate kind of thing, subs. Like I would go, if you would have put in front of even Fat Kev, if you would have put a sub down or a peanut butter sandwich, I would have gone peanut butter sandwich.
Wow, that's the first time I've ever disagreed with Fat Kevin. I mean, 5th grade, I was eating subs galore, baby.
Yeah,
5th
different
grade,
upbringing, man.
All right. Okay. My friend's kid had macaroni and cheese from Panera Bread along with one of their delicious grilled cheeses. That's what he brought to school. He traded that for a small fruit tray and apple juice. Clearly, he got the wrong deal on that one.
Yeah.
You think this is bullying?
I do.
And the last one, I was beside myself on this one. He had a tuna fish sandwich with Doritos. He traded for deviled eggs and water. Or whatever those eggs you like, the hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs.
So, yeah, the one kid's making them. I mean, there's no way that. I was like, do you like eggs? He's like, not really.
Ugh.
Well, maybe part of it is he's using it as a way, as a bartering chip to try to fit in and make friends. You know, that could be it. Because, you know, when you're that age, you're using whatever you can as leverage. For me, my mom always packed me like healthy food and food nobody wanted to trade. So that wasn't a leverage point, but I had a Pac-Man watch. And so that was my leverage to try to, like, you know, buy friends and influence.
That's so funny. I ended up getting an E.T. shirt, and the most popular kid at Lake Park Elementary got the same E.T. shirt. That week, I was riding high. It made me peacock. It got me into conversations that I normally wouldn't be into.
Yeah.
You're right. The Pac-Man watch worked.
Okay. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe it's not necessarily bullying. Maybe he's just trying to, win friends.
I wouldn't say it's bullying, but I do feel like the kid is too afraid to speak up because he didn't want any of that food, and he just was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll eat the eggs." He didn't want no eggs.
That's a shame.
It's a sad
really
day.
Sad.
It's a
it
sad
makes me
day,
sad for him.
makes me
If
sad.
he's giving up stuff that he loves,
Right.
because he's being pressured into it or he wants to be liked, then that stinks.
I remember being a little kid around that time. I wouldn't say anything because I was too scared. I was too embarrassed to speak my opinion. I gave him a lecture yesterday. I'm like, if you don't want those eggs, damn it, don't eat the eggs. Don't give up. You're giving away a tuna fish sandwich for eggs?
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, Mother Nature sure is cruel. Is it even Mother Nature? I think it's just Mother Time, maybe. So as we get older, and we're all experiencing this, like it or not, your eyes start to go. So your eyes aren't going to be as good. But at the same time that your eyes are failing you, hairs start to sprout up on your body where they were not before. But you can't see them because your eyes aren't as good. And this morning I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I have a patch of neck hair. And
What?
I have one
Virginia got neck hair.
really long neck hair.
The neck hair song will be ready by the end of the
Virginia
week.
got neck hair.
How long has this neck hair been here? Have you guys seen it? Did you
You
notice
turned
it
into a werewolf?
and not tell me?
I've seen it before, but I didn't have the heart to tell you.
Was it a full moon?
Are you being serious?
She had one of those Tequesta goatees. It's
Oh,
okay.
so you're getting them random wayward old lady hairs.
There's like a little tiny patch.
I
It's-
actually see another one.
see it?
I see another one.
Look, it's right here.
Oh, yeah, and those are dark and curly, Kev.
Oh, Virginia.
They're not dark and curly. They're straight.
I don't know, dog.
Oh, she getting some.
There's a darker hair you missed. It's dark. I'm sorry.
I didn't even see
What's
it.
that nursery rhyme? Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin.
This is awesome.
Little pig, let me
Yeah.
in. Not by the hair. I'm like, Judy, like, I haven't seen it. How long has it been here? And why didn't you say something? What kind of friend are you?
I noticed it last week. The light shined in, and I forgot to tell you. I'm not going to tell you that because then you're going to come in on me about my flaws, and I don't want to deal with
Just
that.
tell me and I'll tweeze it. I can't have some random neck hair. I'm trying to be out in public saying hi to people with a goatee.
I was going to tell you, and I completely spaced. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll remind you now. Virginia, you had neck hair on.
Seriously, I need to know these things because my eyes are not as good as they used to be.
A few things we all need to kind of get on the same page with. If any of us have a booger and we don't know it and we're about to talk to people, we need to let each other know.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess hair on the chin.
Any kind of weirdness.
Okay, my cargo shorts.
It was too late.
Gotta
We
let everybody
couldn't
know.
help you.
Yeah.
You posted the picture on Facebook.
Well, I've been wearing those shorts for years, though.
Oh,
I should
people
have
been-
come before that.
They've been talking about you for years.
Oh, I know. Now I know. Now I realize that. Somebody said, yeah, I noticed Virginia's neck hair at an event. I didn't want to say anything.
Oh!
Really?
I don't know. I don't know if they're trolling you.
Oh my gosh, I am devastated.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm making an appointment right now at Nuvo for laser hair removal.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
who
people
knows?
say they sell you at Blue Martini. They're calling it Beard Martini.
Oh, I get it. I mean, I'm touching it now. It's long. Oh,
Judy got neck
It
beard.
just happens.
it's just not fair.
Weird hairs in weird places.
Check your hair. Get a friend to check your hair. Get a young person with good eyes.
Okay.
Check for random hairs.
You never sound older.
I know.
My eyes and my beard, Cam.
I can't even see it. I got hair everywhere now.
Boy, that panda, he's one lucky dude.
Right, huh? What I got on my mind here today, I really kind of hate that it's on my mind. You ever have something you just can't get it out of your mind? I'm freaking obsessing about like this season of Game of Thrones. It was the last thing I thought of before I went to bed and the first thing I thought of when I woke up.
Really?
Because the more I think about it, because I kind of gotten into it to the point where I'm kind of with everybody else where I'm a little bit like upset on how it's like starting to like, and the more I think, so I'm kind of thinking a little bit more about it because first I was like, I don't know how I feel. It just didn't feel right about it.
You came in here that one episode. It's the best television
It was.
moment.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and it wasn't bad until that point. It's really just where it's gone the last two episodes.
I watched that same episode. It was not the best television of all time.
Oh, I still loved it, but now that I'm kind of like thinking about the whole final season, I'm like, I think I could do better. I know Jaber and I are talking about maybe doing a podcast on Monday after the final episode drops for the Game of Thrones dorks.
You should
to talk a little bit about it.
And what you would do different.
That's kind of where I was thinking, because then I started this is the whole thing. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, I know I need to be going to sleep. So it was like rewriting the entire season 8 of Game of Thrones and how it should have played out. Then I started going on to other movies and TV shows. And next thing I know, I'm rewriting about 5 or 6 different scripts. I'm like, you know what? No, they really should have done this with that.
If done healthy for you, can we make Monday a mukbang as well?
No, I eat you know what? I'm not going to be a part of your eating stuff. Yeah, I saw what you did to Suits. I'm not going to be a part of all this. I don't need added peer pressure. Yeah.
I won't break you. I know I won't break you.
I ain't going to break. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But, yeah, so just nutty stuff. If you've got something like maybe a script or something like that you've thought... there's some movies that I love. I'm like, I wish they wouldn't have done that.
Well, this
I
one's
got to rewrite Top Gun. I'd redo.
It's different too because this was a long journey, and I think it works for shows, and I think it works for movies that have a bunch of other, other
It's the
sequels.
third one. Like if you want to do Godfather 3 again,
or The Last Star Wars, I could easily write a better movie. I could write such a better ending than what they did to that last Force Awakens.
Yeah, so I think we'll take that. If you've ever had that idea, Debacle, and I have such a better idea on how to end this show than how they did it, you can let us know, and we'll throw that in there, because it'll be one of those hey, there are going to be spoilers galore all over this thing, and here's the different things we're going to talk about. So there you go.
I'm looking forward to that Thrones podcast.
I know.
That makes one person excited.
Two.
You're excited too? Are you really excited?
I really am. Like I said, I'm I'm actually upset that I'm obsessing about it.
Don't be. You need stupid distractions in your life. You have to have that.
Yeah, I'm just going, you guys, come on, spend some time doing something better.
What's your stupid distraction?
Vanderpump.
Her hair. Her beard.
Her beard hair.
Her beard grooming.
I think we got to throw in a real quick what's on Denny's mind, because I'm seeing some comments going on in the chat room right now. Denny's has to tell the Meatloaf story.
It was Meatloaf madness, Virginia. That's why we were supposed to start the mukbang at 1. Poor sweet Denny's was held up with a big old meatloaf debacle.
Meatloaf is gross,
first
of all.
What's the great Meatloaf debacle of 2019?
Like Bert said, we were supposed to be starting the mukbang, and I had called my order in responsibly early so that I could just pick it up and meet at Bird's with plenty of time to spare.
You ordered takeout meatloaf?
No.
Well, so I had ordered, it was like the I guess it's your standard scrambler. It had eggs, ham, and bacon or whatever. And then I ordered sausage, gravy, and biscuits on the side.
He was getting real nasty.
So I went in and I called it in. I was like, yeah, it's for Denny's, blah, blah, blah. So 15 minutes later, I went over there to grab it, and I was like, hey, I'm picking up for Denny's. And they're like, no problem. And they're like, what'd you get? And I told them what I got. And then we rang out, and I was waiting. I waited about 8 minutes, and I was like, hey, lady, they said the food was coming out. I put an order in. So they bring out the food, and it's 4 servings of meatloaf dinner and an iced tea.
I mean, it was so much meatloaf.
4 servings. It was huge.
Who needs that much meatloaf
That
ever?
is repulsive.
Oh, my gosh.
I would have walked out.
He's texting me. He's like, man, I got all this meatloaf. I don't know what to do.
I was like, look at my receipt. I have a picture of the receipt. I'm like, 4 meatloafs and an iced tea. So I tell the people that's wrong, and they're like, no, we have it in. It's Danny's. And I'm like, no, I have it as Denny's, like the restaurant, not Danny, like 2 Danny's. And so the lady's like, well, we rang it up as Danny. It must be a thing. We'll have to void that one, and we'll ring you up for the correct one. So they took my order. Clearly, they went in the back to cook it. Well, there's no Danny. It's a fictional person. When I called in and rang it up, they put it in as a person that wasn't there. And when I came in to pay for my food, they rang me up as a separate person. So they couldn't void this order because there's no person for that order. It was the weirdest thing. They got 3 managers to figure this out.
Didn't someone spill something on you?
Well, so they got the food out real quick. So they bring the food out real quick. The lady pushed the sugar ham
Were you
on
guys
me.
high?
No,
Stop
it's
it.
before we got high. But
I'm going to get some meatloaf before I got high.
Well, so the lady pushed the sugar ham on me. I told her just regular ham, but she said the sugar ham's where it's at. So I was like, fine, I'll take the sugar ham.
You're bullied the sugar ham.
Well, so she's excited. They're all showing me all the food to show me it's correct. And
Very meaty. I mean, meatloaf and a sugar ham.
I didn't even want the sugar ham.
There's so much meat.
But the lady's showing me every piece. I'm like, I believe you guys. It's cool. I was like, I got to get going. And she's showing me the sugar ham, and she spills it all over my shoe. she's like so excited to show it to me. She pours it on my foot.
It took an hour plus.
Oh my goodness.
It was like 52 minutes it took me to get through this place.
And he didn't even get all the meatloaf. They took the meatloaf back, and then you have to pay extra.
Oh, the worst part is they're so sorry about this. They finally figure out how to avoid the thing, and they ring me up for my order. So I'm out in, like, I guess the middle area. When you push the doors open, you're going outside.
Yeah.
And I get out there, and they call me back in, and I turn around. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? And they're like, we forgot to charge you tax. We got to charge you tax on that. So they charged me $1.58.
No, you at that point, somebody needs
I
to be...
got ham juice on my
Yeah.
shoe. I think we're straight.
The
Right.
annoying part is they had to void and re-ring up that order so many times that my credit card's calling me because I can't make the purchase now because
What a
they think it's
disaster.
fraudulent.
What a disaster.
How do you mess up that badly?
Meatloaf-
Were they high?
So he explained it to me, and I still kind of don't know what happened. Where did the meatloaf come in? You keep talking about this fictional Danny.
The lady who took my order put me down for 4 orders of meatloaf and an iced tea, and I was like, how? I was like, I ordered nothing of the such.
Yeah.
I was very confused by all of this.
It is very, like, baffling.
You can't go back to this establishment.
No,
They have to be done.
He's got sugar ham shoes now.
so bummed out. I had to go in the bathroom and put my shoe under the sink.
Your cats are following you around.
I've never seen Denny so mad, honestly.
Well, I'm running like 55 minutes late at this point to get back to Bird's. Bird's like, what's going on? We're supposed to go live.
We got big doings here. We got our first mukbang video.
It was insane.
That is pretty insane. Well, there you go. That's the Denny's meatloaf debacle.
I'm still confused.
I am too.
Yeah, I think we're all confused.
But it was a fun ride.
I've heard that story 4 times. I still don't get what happened.
You still have no idea what happened. There's just a lot of meatloaf and somebody got rung up the wrong way. Let me see here. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, I always talk to you about this. What happens? There's 4 things primarily when you don't get enough sleep that will happen to you the next day. You might be feeling it right now. I'll tell you about it next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Some of the comments that we got rolling in here, you were talking about a kid that was swapping his lunch, Jaybird, and it was suspicious because he was trading out really good things for crappy things that he even admitted that he didn't like. Question is he getting bullied? Got a text here from the 305, said the same thing was happening to my daughter. Some girl kept taking her food and leaving my daughter hungry the whole day. I called the school and I told the teacher my daughter will not go hungry. And it sounds like they jumped in and were aware of it and tried to fix it.
So the situation with this is the kid is in 5th grade. He doesn't want his dad to make a big deal about it because he is still getting food. And I think what you're talking about, how I think just some kids want to look a little bit cooler sometimes. And
Right, they're using it for cool points, leverage.
I don't think he wants to be trading his lunch, but he also doesn't want to look like he's not cool.
Right.
So it's kind of on him, really. His dad said he can get involved, but his kid doesn't want him to.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do when you're a parent? When you see something like that, and the kid's like, don't go to the school. I'll be so uncool if everyone finds out. You know, you're defending my lunches.
Right.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
I do too. Kid, you don't want to eat no dried eggs.
Yeah, well, maybe if that's the case, maybe you could have a conversation if you were open with his parents to say, hey, what it is and why he's doing it. And maybe, if it's worth it, then they could find a way to be like, okay, we'll put a little something extra in there, and that will be your trade bait, and you can use that for, your little thing, and then here's your lunch.
That's one of those times where I wish I was there at the lunchroom and see it go down, and then interrupt it and go up to the bigger kid and go, no, you're not getting this pizza. You need to go sit in the corner and eat your own egg.
Everybody eats their lunch. We don't trade lunches.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way that you should do it and make it just a blanket rule for all the kids. That way you can't have any bully kids.
It's tough. I mean, part of it's socialization. Part of it's like, there are kids. I mean, we legitimately did trade stuff, and it wasn't bullying going on. It was just, we were just doing big, hey, I'd love to have that. I'll give you that for this. And it was kind of a fun way to interact.
I remember I got in trouble as a kid because me and my buddy were trading Star Wars figures, and I gave him a little Stormtrooper figure for this big Millennium Falcon ship, and his mom saw the trade go down. She's like, oh, no. You're not doing that trade. You guys are not trading your toys. I spent so much money on this Millennium Falcon. I almost got the deal of the century, Virginia.
Yeah, no, I've seen that too with my own kid, where there's some stuff where you're like, okay, I don't want to ruin their independence and stifle this point, but I'm like, they don't understand the concept of money, and yeah.
Oh, I was going, I cannot believe this trade is happening. I'm going to get the Millennium Falcon. Oh, no, I'm not.
No. You got cut down, huh? Yeah. Got cut down. Speaking of Millennium Falcon, somebody wanted to point out that the next Star Wars movie, they were excited to announce, so like going, hey, good news. The writers of the next Star Wars movie are going to be the guys that just finished up Game of Thrones. They didn't realize Game of Thrones just got all this bad publicity. They're being like written off as the worst writers of all time now. These guys who did Game of Thrones, because his final season is doing so bad on Rotten Tomatoes. And of course, Disney and their timing with Star Wars announces yesterday, hey, guess who wrote the new Star Wars movie?
Timing is everything.
The guy that everyone now hates for Game of Thrones is the guy who's going to be bringing you the next Star Wars movie.
Well, they were already
pretty funny.
They were already getting crap about the writing for Star Wars anyway.
They thought they had a big feather in their cap. They're like, wait till everybody finds out about this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, who would have known? It's amazing what just a few episodes can do for someone's...
The emotion's still raw, too. Let's see how it ends.
It would take something really big to pull this series out of the fire. I'll just tell you that. It's amazing. Well, I always believe in sleep. I always try to tell you because for years and years, I went neglecting sleep, not thinking that I needed it. And I remember just for years living in misery. I would hate Fridays because by Friday afternoon, I was so tired, I couldn't even stay awake. I would want to be asleep by like 4, and then my wife's yelling at me because I'm asleep early, and I'm so miserable. I felt terrible on Fridays. And you really do. You got to get your sleep. You got to prioritize it. And they say there are 4 things that happen when you don't get enough sleep. 1, you get distracted more easily. You may think, oh, I'm multitasking and whatever. No, that's what's happening is your brain basically is trying to like keep you alert and awake. So it's finding other things, and you can't really focus on what it is you're trying to do because your brain's realizing that you are sucking wind, and so it kind of like keeps putting things in front of you. So you're like going, oh, look, here's this. And so you're not going to get any like good quality work done. They say you're also more anxious by at least 30%. So it affects your mood. People will typically be maybe more depressed. You'll have a shorter fuse. You won't be as patient. And they say you'll take bigger risks. And a lot of times ones that don't make a lot of sense.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So they say it really affects your judgment. They say a study in 2017 had guys between 18 and 28 go a week on 5 hours of sleep a night. Then they put them in a scenario where they got to gamble, and they were much more likely to place high-risk bets. A lot of them then lost all their money.
Oh, wow.
I kind of feel like I do that with food, too. I take bigger gambles, bigger, larger chances with the food when I'm all tired.
There is actually a biological connection to that.
Yes, and it's real.
You've messed with your hormones.
If you're sleepy, it's like your defenses are down and your good judgment just goes out the window.
Yeah.
And you just say, all right, I'm going to eat all these chicken wings that I wouldn't have normally eaten.
When you're tired, you're more likely to binge drink and binge eat.
Yep.
The day after my birthday, and it was magic what happened. It landed the day after. I was a little hungover from the birthday party, but the next day was International Eat Whatever You Want Day.
That's tough to turn down, right?
Isn't that every day, though?
But it was a special day. It's on a calendar. It makes it way more impressive.
I think you celebrate year-round, but okay.
I say there are 4 things you can do to try power through it. 1, get some sun. 2, take breaks to stretch and move around. Drink coffee, but don't overdo it. And if possible, take a 20-minute nap. That's the level where you can get a good nap. It'll do some good. You won't wake up all crazy groggy. So that's another argument for why you need to make sure you're getting, they say 7 to 9 is typically what adults need.
I got to get 8. I need 8.
Good.
I get 6 at night, and then I take a 2-hour nap or an hour-and-a-half nap and 6.5 at night. Like, if I don't get 8, I'm off my game.
I wonder what I'd be like if I got 8 hours of full sleep. I wonder if I'd see such a difference in my behavior. Not spilling stuff as much.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe the stutters. I don't know.
Might have a little bit of an effect, but that'd be a dramatic effect. I don't know, possibly. Who knows, man? Gotta get you on that sleep study, brother.
Yeah, we do. We got to get you some kind of something to help you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think you might have that apnea.
No, I don't think I have apnea. I think I just got psychological problems.
Oh, there you go. Whatever's harder to fix, that's what I've got. Our birthdays today include former Miami Hurricane and I believe he won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. Ray Lewis turning 44 today. He's a very entertaining dude. When he speaks, he likes to go off. He's like the Reverend. He's got a lot to say. Ray Lewis. He did something, I think it was his Hall of Fame induction, and he went on for about 45 minutes.
Oh, I do remember that. It kind of weirded everybody out, too.
It was
Like, what,
unbelievable.
Ray?
You're like, wait, what? And he just like, I mean, he turned it into a sermon. It was just like, wait, what? What's going on here? What are you doing? Crazy. Also, happy birthday to my beautiful newlywed wife, Jenny, from your husband, Pete, Amy, and Frank. Got a photo there on Kvj TV.
Oh, beautiful. I love her lipstick.
Happy 15th birthday to my son, Yeager, from your mother and father, Nellie and Todd, and brother, Sauger. We love you, son. And happy 17th birthday, Chris Dark, from mom, dad, Jonathan, Jason, Mark, Michael, Terry, and Sadie.
Ooh, that's a great soap opera name, Chris Dark.
Yeah, that came in from Debbie Dark.
So sexy.
Yeah, it is, right?
Love
Hello, Debbie Dark. All right. If you got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show, you can let us know all about it. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Coming up here, the game of decisions. Would you rather? Would you rather have the police hunting you for a murder you didn't commit, or a psychopathic clown hunting you down?
Ooh, this is easy.
Okay. Where are you going to go with this? What is the right answer? We will discuss next on the KVJ show. Okay, what do you think about this? What is the better option of the two? Would you rather have the police hunting you for a murder you didn't commit, or a psychopathic clown hunting you down? What's the better option?
Easiest would you rather ever.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm definitely going to run from the police. I'm innocent. It's going to be just like the movie The Fugitive.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I pick. Yeah, I'm innocent. So
That's what I think. But I mean, keep in mind, like in The Fugitive, you know, you've got to be proven innocent, and he, by luck, had to. That's why he was running so long, was gathering the evidence to prove that he was. Otherwise, you're going to go to prison for the rest of your life.
You couldn't be more wrong, Bird. The psycho clown has no resources. He's himself. And yes, he's psycho.
Yeah.
But he's a one man. The police have resources out the wazoo. They can track you with bloodhounds and helicopters and call in the feds. And
Yeah.
they're gonna get you.
much just like the movie The Fugitive, I'm going to, in the end, prove my innocence. Then the book deal, the movie that follows. Oh, come on. No, Virginia is so wrong. And I'd be very impressed if you guys can tell me the character's name from The Fugitive. Harrison Ford.
Dr. Richard Kimball.
Look at Kevin. Wow. Nailed it.
Bam. I'm on it today.
My gosh.
He's easily impressed.
I am.
All right, let me give you something to think about with the psychopathic clown, though. Keep in mind, you're in Florida. It's stand your ground. If you had yourself a weapon and the clown is coming after you, you'd be like going, look, I've got this psycho clown. He's on my property coming after me. I did what I did. I defended myself. It's all over. And then you could still get a book deal about how a psycho clown was trying to hunt you down.
Now, being
Be an NRA hero.
Nah, you guys are wrong on this one.
The clown is so much easier to get away from and to kill, like Kevin said. You can't shoot back at the police.
No, you don't shoot back at the police. You just you eventually get caught. Then you are proven to be innocent. It turns into a big thing.
You're proven to be innocent. Are you sure of that?
You did it.
That's not part of it. That's not guaranteed.
You might have done
That's
it.
not part of it. They're hunting you for a murder you didn't commit, but it doesn't say, and after they capture you, you'll be vindicated.
And I'm defending myself in court. I'm my own lawyer.
Even lawyers don't defend themselves in court. Lawyers hire lawyers.
Don't tell me how to live my life. You asked me a question. I gave you my answer.
Well, I'm just trying to save you. So dumb.
Someone in the chat room said Bird's going to be going to jail for years.
Up the river.
They'll actually tag on some other crimes you didn't commit. Man, I didn't do that either. And I didn't do that.
I can make it work in
Guilty.
prison. I can make it work.
Okay. All right. Would you rather be so afraid of heights that you can't go to the second floor of a building, like Jay Bird is?
Check
Damn.
and check.
Or would you be so afraid of the sun that you can only leave the house on rainy days?
Definitely the building, or the second story.
You'd rather take that?
Oh, I have that.
Yes.
So yeah,
But would you swap it?
No.
Let's say you can get rid of your phobia. You can go to this birthday party for your friend in Brickell,
No, I don't
But
want
now
it.
you can never enjoy a sunny day.
Yeah, I don't like that. No, give me. I'll keep my phobias and I'll enjoy the sunny day.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got this one right.
I agree with you on
Oh,
that.
do I?
Yeah.
Witchy? Okay, I'm glad I got your approval.
Okay, follow me on this. Do you know what a centaur is?
Yes.
Half man, half horse.
Yes.
Got it.
And I believe it's like he has the man head and the horse body.
Yes.
That's the centaur. And you know what a mermaid/merman is?
Of course.
Same thing. You got the fish tail, but you got the human top. Now, what would you rather be if it were reversed? You would have the horse head and the human body.
Or the fish head in the human body?
Yes.
Give me a horse all day.
Give me the
Would it be a
fish.
horse face or fish face?
Give me the fish. I can do things I've never done before. I can go swim in the deep sea ocean. I can maybe get a mermaid. A little fish love. Yeah, okay. I'm in. Merman.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, merman. And Virginia's going horse face.
I'm
huh?
going horse face because I want to be. I don't want to be in the water. Fish have to be in the water. You're gonna have to live in the water for here to eternity.
I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm ready to go to the deep blue.
I think you want to go with the horse head because in Wellington you'd be celebrated. You'd be a god there. And in South Florida, if you were the fish, they would try to catch you constantly. So you would be basically chased your whole existence. You want to be chased or celebrated?
You'd be probably in an aquarium.
You can't hook what you can't catch, Kev.
Okay.
Can't hook what you can't catch.
Okay. You'd always be on the run, though,
Oh,
bird.
I'd be swimming like a snook.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Okay. Would you rather be an average person in present day or a king from 2,500 years ago? Think back to like ancient Egypt. You'd be a king. You'd be celebrated. They're already building your pyramid. You'd have an amazing tomb. You'd be able to live in the palace. You'd be able to boss everybody around, but it's 2,500 years ago.
You get to experience it, though. You get to actually
yeah.
go back in time and do all that stuff.
Yeah. Life expectancy probably a little shorter, too, but kingly years.
King Bird.
Yeah.
I like the way that sounds.
Yeah. What do you go for, Virginia?
I don't know. King sounds pretty awesome, but no AC sounds pretty terrible.
But
Well,
you,
some of those climates, though, aren't completely unbearable.
you'd get ways to get yourself cooled down. As a king? What kind of king are you?
Oh, I'm real kingy.
Then you would get the
Can you
temperature
imagine if,
you.
Virginia would go on some kind of weird rampage.
She'd be
and-
worse than the queen from Thrones, right? Kev, the little Thrones joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I'll be Khaleesi.
You're off.
Yeah, I think you'd want to go with the king because the one thing about that too is you would be documented for years. I mean, they know, pharaohs back 2,500 years ago. So I mean, you would be forever known, celebrated.
You go king?
I go king 2,500 years ago.
So you leave your family. Your family doesn't know what happens to you because for this
They
thing,
can read about me.
I'm staying normal.
You're staying normal?
I think-
You're not normal now.
I'm gonna keep it.
I'm staying weird.
I'm gonna stay weird,
You mean you're saying weird here?
and I'll rock the Burger King.
Let's not go with normal on that. Okay, final one. Would you rather never sweat again or never feel cold again? It's just kind of you want to live in South Florida, you want to live up north. To me, I never want to feel cold again. That's
Yeah.
easy. Like, I don't mind. I mean, yeah, we're warming up and all that kind of stuff, but I will take the sweat any day over it being freezing cold.
Question from
Yeah.
for your scenario here. Does that mean I can't keep my air condition at 67 degrees because I keep it cold? Would that ruin that?
You could, but I mean, yeah, you're still dealing with the sweat all over the
okay.
place. And you go up north, it would be cold, but you could still keep your house warm.
I just thought you were never allowed to experience cool ever again.
Yeah, no, you
Okay.
wouldn't. Yeah, you'd be out of the cold.
Yeah,
Basically.
imagine that. He misunderstood the question.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine that. Virginia calling me out publicly. Imagine that.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh,
isn't
it's
it?
crazy.
It's crazy. So crazy.
When are you going to slow down? You're old, but when are you going to start acting old?
You going for the sweat? What do you want? The heat or you want the cold, Virginia?
I think give me the heat, as uncomfortable and as much as we complain about the heat,
Yeah.
the cold is awful.
To me, it's 100 times worse.
100 times worse.
Yeah.
If you've experienced both, you know how lucky we are in South Florida.
Amen, sister. All right. A couple of comments here on the Would You Rather. A lot of people agreeing with having the psycho clown tracking you down rather than the cops for a murder you didn't commit. Yeah, the clown makes you a victim versus a murderer in the eyes of the world. Keep in mind, as the police are looking you down, everybody like on the news, like, oh my goodness, what a horrible person. And
You're
if you can't
right.
prove yourself innocent, then that's how you would go out. They'd be like, he deserved it.
And I like Kevin's idea. You just get some major artillery.
Yeah.
You get in your house and you wait for this clown and you say, okay, clown, what's up?
Right.
Give me your best
Come get
shot.
me. Stand your ground. That's
I
right.
like it.
Well, Kevin doesn't tell you, though, that clown has a brother who's even more horrific, and he's
That's not
also
part
a
of the scenario,
clown.
no.
And he doesn't stop until the job is done.
I'll kill both of them then.
There you go.
can't.
That's right.
He's a cyborg.
Come in my house.
You can't.
2 clowns, 10 bullets.
Now he's a cyborg. You're changing the rules.
Yeah, he's stretching. He knows he's against the ropes.
That's what you do.
You know,
He
and-
knows he answered wrong.
and over here
and
he
he's
was-
embarrassed.
Yeah, and over here he was trying to justify too having that fish head with the human body instead of having the horse head. He's like going, I just keep swimming. They never catch me. Somebody texted and said, the first person to fish with pizza is going to catch a bird in a heartbeat.
I'm a pizza fish.
Pizza bait.
I can't help it.
All you have to do is just throw some camellias on the line, and boom, here comes fish bird right out of the water.
I'll tell you what, those 3 hours in the ocean will be magnificent.
3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Take about 3 minutes.
I'll get out of here. I've already beat you once in swimming.
Somebody had a question. Just wanted to follow up. Did the No Name movie game belt make it back in the studio yet?
It did, but I want to do a photo shoot with it.
Where is it?
It's here.
Where?
But I want to do the photo shoot for. I have not had time. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting kicked out of my place. I haven't had time to do a modeling.
Where is it?
It's here.
At
How
the
many times do you
studio?
want me to answer it?
It's in the studio?
It's here. It's in Denny's room. Do you want
Oh,
me?
okay.
Do you want the photo, or do you want me just to give it to you?
I just wanted to make sure you didn't lose it.
Can we
that's
have
all.
both? I like both.
Okay,
Photo
now
of you
that's
naked
how
with the
you
belt
want
on,
it done. There we go.
And proof that it's here.
There we go. Yeah. You
Hey,
want
Denny's,
proof
would you-
that it's
Would you
here.
hold the belt up for us real quick, please? Just want to make sure. We want eyeball confirmation. The No Name. Oh, there it is.
It's
okay.
here.
All right. Wow.
Well, I mean,
How
of course
amazing
it's here. I
is
wasn't
that?
lying to y'all.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
didn't know.
Oh gosh, can you please put her in a 2-minute timeout? Really kind of annoying today.
Where's that picture? Yeah, weren't you going to be bottomless with nothing with the belt on?
Again, as you were yelling at me, I was trying to explain why it wasn't happening, but you wanted to kill.
Where's the belt? Kevin, it's not here. Kev, dirt of the day.
That's what you heard, huh?
It is what I heard.
Yeah. All right, it's about time for a round of the KVJ Hate Song. Thank you very much for all the interesting comments that we get. Email, text, you got all kinds of good stuff. Social media, too.
Oh, the more platforms we are on, the more hate we get. So it's kind of a win.
You're right. It really has kind of expanded the hate and given us more for this song.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
That sucks. That sucks. That stinks.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
You know, last time I saw Kevin's face, it looked like somebody's feeding a banana. He doesn't even look human. He looks like something I draw with my left hand, and I'm a righty.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
I hope Virginia drowns in that new pool she won't shut the hell up about. Hopefully that foul-mouthed lush gets blackout drunk and goes swimming. Hashtag wishing for death.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Anytime Jason talks, it sounds like an explosion went off in the stupid factory. He's not funny enough to be that damn dumb. His one brain cell must feel so lonely. Hashtag dodo bird.
Oh, jeez.
You hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Uh-oh, hold on. This thing ended early for some reason.
Oh, Denny's. Now we have to get hate for Denny's because he loaded the wrong song.
Oh, no. We got I think we had the wrong track in here. Okay. Yeah.
It's fine. It's probably for the better.
All right, let's acapella. You hate us, I want
We'll get you next round.
Denny's
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
I got your Denny's hate.
Let me take a week off. It won't be bad for
Yeah.
It's good for the ego.
yes.
Yeah. Send some more hate in about that song going short. This actually might be a stat that Denny's could relate to. According to Remedy Review, they say 15% of people have been high on marijuana while at work. 15% of people.
Wow, that sounds low.
Question. Do work events count as work?
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the clock, if you're
working.
working, yeah, that would be considered work.
It's got the name work in their work event.
Yes, that pretty much says it all. Right. Are you stoned now? That's actually the question that I have. It does seem low, and especially as you get more medical marijuana and other states become more lax on the laws.
You'll see that go up.
And I think a lot of people are lying.
Yeah, because maybe their boss would see it. They couldn't answer honestly.
Well, you got people that do the wake and bake. Do you have people like going, I'm going to get to work, and then I'm going to toke up and get high?
I'm a working jerk. I mean, no. I mean, like
That's a different offense.
That is not what we're talking about.
No one wants to hear about what you do when you get here.
Everybody's got their morning routine.
Wow.
I meant like,
Wow.
Huzzah!
I always wonder. Mysteriously goes running off to the bathroom first thing when the show starts.
that is so not
You
what I meant.
only hope he goes to the bathroom.
I misspoke. I meant like jerk the ball.
Whoa, what? Is that how you smoke, Denny's?
I don't know.
What?
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, there is a lot happening.
Move
That's a good way to
along.
put it.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
We can't.
I get why people.
That's a topic for tomorrow.
I get why people write in hate comments about me.
They're typing now. Oh, my
I
goodness.
misspoke.
Wow. Woof. Okay, yeah, we're looking for people that might be high at work right now. Do people do that? Now, you don't necessarily have to be high to play this game, but we're going to jump in on Guess Who's High. We're looking for 3 contestants here, high or not. Now, everybody's going to walk away with something. Now, even if you cannot stump us, you're going to hooked up with a pair of tickets to join Brightline Miami's express train at the Virgin Miami Central. It's their first birthday celebration that is going to be going on coming up on Friday.
I love the Bright Line.
Yeah, it's right next to the new food hall they got. So, yeah, hop on the Brightline, whatever city you're in, you go there and they're having a massive party. So even if you're already in Miami, you can at least just go in and get into the party.
That sounds very VIP. We like it.
Oh, it is. Yeah, very VIP. And if you actually stump us, then we'll hook you up with tickets to go see Logic, who's going to be coming to American Airlines Arena on October 22nd.
So this is kind of like Denny's knows when you're high, but we're all playing.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're going to go first, though, and we're going to see if we can do well. Because I am I'm terrible at telling when people are drunk and high. I'm not a good judge
Yeah,
of either.
because all of us would just copy Denny's answer.
Yeah. So
I got a
that's
good
it.
feeling about this.
You do?
That's why it's going to go horribly wrong.
Okay. All right. So if you're at work and you're a little high or not, call us up 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763 at the KVJ Show.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, well, a lot of people are not really buying this stat here. According to Remedy Review, they say 15% of people have been high on marijuana while at work. Somebody texted in and said 15% is way too low. I've been high every day for the past 20 years. I do not
That
believe in that.
seems really extensively
Yes,
high.
a lot of people are calling in to brag.
Every year, 20 years.
Yeah, somebody said ever since the medical marijuana, I have not been not high at work for 7 years straight. Somebody else said when I worked in the pawn shop in Miami, myself and the employees were probably more high than the customers. So maybe there's certain professions that lend itself to people that are high at work too. So, yeah, I mean, you'd hope maybe a surgeon, probably.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Can we keep him sober?
I got a text message from a 3rd grade teacher. Stoned AF, she said.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, see, I worked at Blockbuster. I feel like that one you can get away with.
Oh, yeah. Blockbuster. It's very mellow.
They were pretty loose there.
You probably didn't even make people rent. Yeah, man, take it. I don't care.
Hey, you can just have it.
All right, well, we're going to play a fun little game here. We're going to see if we can tell who is actually high here. We've got 3 contestants on the line to play along with us. Let's say hello to Robert from the Pizzle. What's up, Robert?
What's up, KVJ?
Yeah, how you doing?
Robert.
Good, how are you guys?
Good. We've also got Rich on here from West Palm Beach. Hello, Rich.
What's going on?
Not much. And we got Eric on here from West Palm Beach. What's up, Eric?
He's hitting the ball.
Hold on real quick.
I
Yeah,
heard a
sorry about
bubbling noise.
that. Hello, Eric.
Hey, hello. Hey,
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Can
high.
you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we got you. All right. Robert, Rich, and Eric. Which one or are all these 3 guys high?
Oh, so each guy could be sober or high. And we have
Either
to
one.
guess correctly on each one.
Got to guess correctly, yes. Now, each guy's going to get 2 different questions here. Denny's has got the questions. He seems to be able to know how to investigate this.
Oh, we don't. Okay, I'm over here writing all these questions. I did not get the assignment.
Yeah, let's split the burden. I love it.
Okay, Robert, here you go with the first question. What do you have for him, Denny's?
Robert, if a robot breaks into your house and attacks you, what's your first line of defense?
Ooh, my first line of defense. I'd have to say get in the shower, maybe. Robot can't go in the water.
Okay.
Just hang out there and call for help?
Yeah, that's actually not bad. That's thinking it out.
That really is thinking about it.
Okay, what question do you have here for Rich?
Rich, would you rather eat from your fingertips or your butt? Like you have to either sit down on food or you stick your hand in it. But everything you touch, you can taste because of this.
Ooh, Denny's. Kind of getting the man to think.
It's like if you're walking, you touch a railing.
You have to sit on cheeseburgers.
Yeah, if you got to eat something, you got to sit on it. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder what the inspiration was for that question.
You would be a very big hit at parties if you could do that.
Yeah, you would.
Eat with your butt?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at that cheeseburger. It just went up his butt.
Yeah. Think about that.
Watch me throw it up.
What do you think here, Rich? What'd you rather do?
I think I'd have to go with the fingertips.
Okay.
Taste everything.
Standard.
Boring.
Let's keep your butt out of this, Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, what question do you have here for Eric? Dennis?
Eric, what emoji best represents you and why?
The one with the Z's and the drool coming out of the face. I'm just always tired.
Okay.
The Z's and the drool. Okay, the
All right.
tired
The
one.
tiredness.
Got it.
Okay.
Applying some tiredness there.
All right, there we go. That's round one of questions for Robert, Rich, and Eric. Do you sense, if you had to take a guess, how many of these three guys do you think might be stoned? I think I'm only detecting 1 out of 3.
Yeah,
one
I'm
out of
kinda
three.
Same here.
1 out of 3. Okay. All right, we're going to try to narrow it down here in this final round, which one of these 3 is high.
This is a hard game, Denny's. Now we know how you feel.
You guys are on the front lines.
Okay, Robert, back to
Calm
you.
down, Denny's.
Question number 2 for you and the Pizzle. What do you got for him, Denny's?
If you were a wrestler, what would your outfit look like?
Oh, Denny's, you're on fire.
Ooh, I was a big Hulk Hogan fan, so it'd have to be something similar to that, where I could like rip the shirt off and then destroy someone.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good answer. All right, second question here for Rich.
Rich, what fictional movie location would you want to visit? Example's sake, Avatar the movie, it would be Pandora would be where you'd want to visit. Game of Thrones, Westeros.
Oh, okay.
I think I would want to do Narnia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Narnia.
Okay.
Get those Turkish delights.
You know if
Yes.
that's from Virginia?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Of course, you know about that witch.
And that wardrobe.
She's my cousin.
Okay, 3 guys on here. We're trying to figure out which of them are high, which are not. We've heard from Robert, Rich. Final question here for Eric in West Palm. What you got, Denny's? Dennis.
Dennis.
I think I've read it so much, I'm not calling him Dennis.
I know.
Dennis.
What do you got, Denise?
All right, Desi.
If you could speak to any wild animal, what animal would you pick and why? It has to be wild, though, non-domesticatable.
Probably a giraffe, just to see how it is all the way up there. How life is up there.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. We all said we thought it was 1 out of 3 of these guys that was high. I stick with that. We had Robert on first, then Rich, then Eric. I am going to go no, no, yes. What are your guesses, Virginia?
I'm going to go no, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. What do you got over there, Bird?
I got no, yes.
You got no, no, yes.
You're the same as...
Yeah, the same as Kevin.
Okay.
I
The
think
big one.
Aaron's high.
Okay, yeah, he's Eric. Final one.
Eric's high.
Yes.
I think it's no, yes, no.
Really?
Whoa. Okay.
I'm going with that one. No, yes,
Yeah,
no.
you might be right.
Okay.
He's Denny's.
It's hard to say.
You can't stump Denny's.
Denny's is right, I bet.
And Virginia, you went no, yes, no. Is that right?
I went no, yes,
Yes.
but now I'm leaning no, yes, no, but
Okay, too late.
I know.
No, yes,
I know.
no. I think
Okay.
middle guy.
All right. Robert, are you stoned or not?
Yes, I am. I was on the 420 Lagunitas bus with you guys.
Robert tricked all of us.
Wait, what? No way. This is a major
an
upset.
upset.
He was on the weed bus.
He's the only one.
Wait.
He was on the weed bus?
He just said it.
I was on the 420 Lagunitas bus with you guys when you first left for the first stop. Then we lost you.
Oh.
Oh,
this guy's a pro.
Oh, Suits got the
Oh, my
confirmation.
goodness.
He's a pro.
He shocked
This
the
guy's a pro.
world.
Shocked the world.
There were 4 no's for him. Wow. Congratulations,
Wow.
boy. All right. We got
Robert,
concert tickets.
You are good.
Logic. Oh, my gosh.
You're a star, snack bar.
That was amazing. Okay, our second contestant, Rich, we lost him somehow. We had no yes on him. 50-50 on that. Do we know if he was stoned or not? He was stoned.
Oh, look at that!
I
I
was
felt
right.
it. I felt it.
Well, I tell you, I cannot do. I'm terrible. I'm 0 for 2.
So
missed
am
the
I,
first two.
Kevin. I'm 0 for 2 as well.
Wow. Okay, and final contestant here, Eric. Is he stoned or not? We had yes, and Denny's is the only one that said no.
I thought his answers were too over the top.
Okay, Eric, are you stoned or not?
No, Denny's got it right. I'm actually
Oh.
coming off of work right now. I've been up for 24 hours.
Wow.
Oh,
Denny's
my
does know when you're
gosh.
high.
It was that giraffe answer. I was like, all right, giraffe.
He made me
High
laugh.
up. That was funny though.
I got
Yeah.
two. I got 2 in it.
I gotta tell you, these guys are pretty good. Denny's actually missed one. I missed all 3. I got all 3 wrong.
So did I.
Robert was tough, man.
Oh
missed all-
my gosh!
All 3.
Wow, that was completely terrible on my part. So there you go. So I could be a boss. Bosses would be like going, he has no idea that you're completely stoned.
I
You
know.
totally look like a boss.
We know. Me and Denny's
yeah.
talk about that all the time.
Man, oh man. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, I do have to throw out, I guess, a little bit of an apology here. You know, you were telling me just a second ago that you're watching, like, Dr. Oz, and he does, like, true crime stuff now.
Yeah, I have to turn it off because it's so scary and horrifying. He talks to like murder victims' families and missing people families, and it just gets in my head.
So I know what you're thinking. Why is Dr. Oz doing all that? He's a talk show guy and he's a medical guy. He's morphed into that talk show.
What's his
world.
credentials for true crime?
But I mean, what's Oprah's credentials other than being a host back in the day when she was hitting on serious issues? He's a talk show guy.
Well,
now.
not serious issues, but I mean, if he's like Oprah didn't just focus on true crime. In fact, she would rarely do that.
No,
He's diversifying. Dr. Oz is diversifying because he sees the trend. These true crime things are hot right now.
And he's people consider him a good host at what he does, so they're just marrying it together.
Okay, all right. Well, then that means today's dirt's going to be a lot about true crime then. Or not dirt, I'm sorry, whacked out news.
I love it.
I think I'm stoned.
It's Denny's.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, it's working great for Dr. Oz, so he must be onto something. I guess true crime is all about ratings getters, so yes, today is going to be a little bit more of a shocking twist of whacked out news for you. Don't know if you heard this story about the guy from Virginia got arrested for killing 2 women from Tennessee and a teen girl from Georgia that he met while working with a traveling carnival.
I saw that, and he's got serial killer face.
The headline was "Carnival Worker Kills Women." I'm like, oh my gosh, what a horrifying headline.
Oh, I know, right? It gets your attention. You're like, what? The 23-year-old man admits that he shot and killed all 3 victims, but claims it was accidental. I mean, what are the odds? You accidentally shoot and kill 3 different people?
Whatever.
Authorities have said the man is a serial killer, and they're going to investigate areas the carnival visited for any other missing persons.
You know how he got busted? He got into a car wreck with his truck.
Yeah.
On the same road where he had buried bodies, and they found the girl's stuff in his car.
That's how a lot of them get caught. That's how Henry Lucas got caught. That someone found a severed head in his back seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
They keep trophies. They keep some sort of memento from the killing.
I don't want to try to one-up Kevin with stories. I'm gonna back out now. I apologize. You're right.
Tit for tat all day long. Huh? There's a woman in Virginia that had, I guess, a smart move. She was hiking along the Appalachian Trail when she ran across this man accused of killing a hiker and threatening others in 2 separate incidents. The woman turned to face the man and raised her arms in surrender when he began stabbing her.
Oh my gosh.
She fell to the ground and played dead. He thought she was gone, so he went to go find his dog. That's when she then had to trek 6 miles after being stabbed to report the attack.
Could you imagine that? And the whole time you're probably thinking, he's watching me, he could come back. All that's playing in your head as you're trying to escape.
Crazy. The 30-year-old man was later arrested on several charges, including murder.
Horrifying.
Oh, it's crazy stuff. Here's a story about a guy, too. I mean, are you tough like this farmer in Nebraska? 63-year-old guy got his leg caught in a grain auger that was sucking his whole body in towards the machine, which meant curtains for him. He tried to get to his cell phone, but he couldn't reach it, so he did the only thing he knew what to do. He took out his pocket knife and amputated his own leg.
Wow.
Then he crawled 200 feet to the nearest phone.
Am I the only one that Kevin's whacked out and who's kind of giving me anxiety? Is it giving you anxiety?
Can you work in like a happy story?
No.
Girl hits her boyfriend with a cheeseburger.
Hey, look, Dr. Oz, he goes through it.
Yeah, can we have one of those like food fighting McDonald's stories where it's, goofy?
Please give us a Burger King fist fight.
Yes, I know, right? Yeah, this is all that kept popping up today. Like, it's crazy. What a crazy day this is. Okay, I got one for you.
Thank
How about
goodness.
a sky penis?
Love it.
The Navy released a copy of the investigation into this giant sky penis that was in the sky above Washington in 2017. And they've got audio now. Kind of weird how this works out, but the no pun intended cockpit partner said, "You should totally try to draw a penis." The pilot responded, "Dude, that would be so funny." There was then this back and forth about certain aspects becoming too large and all this kind of stuff and whether that'd be an issue. So, yeah, it pretty much was obvious that they intentionally did that and be like, I had no idea. I was just flying around and
oh, wait a minute.
Just happened.
This cloud made a testicle. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Hey, look. I think it would get a little bit boring. At your job, you're doing the same thing every day. These guys just wanted to spice it up a little bit.
That's all they're doing, Kev.
It's comedy. It's funny. I say let them go.
The investigation called for light punishments.
Oh, Sky Penis is funny.
Can you imagine if you looked in somebody's record and be like, wait, can you explain sky penis? What happened?
I mean, not only is it funny, it's also a skill level that I'm pretty impressed with.
Whatever somebody's files are, wait, what is this?
Yeah, can we not ignore, let's not ignore that. These guys are great artists.
Thank you.
And talking about comedy, is this the future of where we are? There's a comedy club in Fort Myers, and apparently the comedian on stage asked how many Middle Eastern people were in the room. About 25 people identified themselves before the comedian said, "We could organize our own terrorist organization." That caused somebody in the crowd to pick up their phone and call 911 to report him.
You're in a comedy club. It's a joke.
And when the police showed up, the owner of the comedy club said, no, they didn't even get the punchline right. It went totally different than that. The caller wasn't even really paying attention, so they tried to make a joke.
Ay, ay, ay.
So.
That person is so annoying. They called 911.
They weren't even paying attention. That's usually a big time when people get upset about something. They never understand or get what's going on. They hear half of it and get all mad.
Yeah.
They should work him over in the lobby.
Virginia always goes too far.
Then you'd need to call 911.
Yeah.
I'll give you a reason to call 911.
That is justified.
You take his phone and smash it so he can't, and then you work him over.
Okay. There's a Miami woman who got arrested after she attacked a man outside VP Gentlemen's Club there on Duval Street in Key West.
What did he do?
Well, he was sitting on the strip club's porch when he started filming the woman. She was upset about being recorded, so she found the nearest weapon, which was a coconut.
Okay, that's a big weapon.
And she threw it at the victim but didn't hit him. Police got called to the strip club, and a short time later, they charged her with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon because, coconuts can kill.
Okay, now we're getting back into the whacked out news type of format here. That's a little bit more goofy here.
That's insane, huh?
But he was videoing her. They should have let her go.
Should have let her go. It seemed like it was. I mean,
she doesn't want to be videoed.
We're gonna
maybe
do assault with a deadly weapon with a coconut. I mean, come
maybe
on.
she worked there. She didn't want to be videoed at her place of
I've
work.
had enough. Yeah, go inside. Tip me at least if you're gonna try to leer at me.
Yeah.
Yes. And odd report here out of Jacksonville. A man there got arrested for stealing a truck full of coffins.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
I wonder what he'd be doing with those.
Was it just a truck that he stole, or did he know it had coffins in it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
For the sake of this story, let's just go ahead and assume he knew they were coffins.
Yeah.
Black market coffins?
He's a polite serial killer. I don't know.
With a serial killer with manners.
Yeah. You feel better if your serial killer puts you in a nice coffin before he buries you?
I don't, actually.
There's been serial killers in the past that put people in coffins. They're alive, and then they bury them. That's how they die. But they taunt them before.
See, we brought it right back to Twisted. Thank you,
right.
Jay Bird.
What am I doing? Come on.
We just talked about it. Was getting too twisted.
I actually lectured Kevin about it got too deep and dark, and I'm the one that brought it back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lecture thyself.
Lecture thyself.
Yeah, you need to talk to yourself. So we got Tyler here calling in from a place where the men are men and the sheep are scared. I don't know. It's
Ohio, where you're from?
one of them type places here. And he got an interesting confession from his father-in-law, a guy who really doesn't really drink too much. What exactly happened on this little trip that you took with your father-in-law, Tyler?
It was, first of all, it was supposed to be, like, as you said, I know you were joking around, but it was supposed to be like, male bonding. Like, this is dudes out in the woods. We went camping.
Okay.
And I took, it wasn't just the two of us. I had two of my buddies with me as well.
Okay.
But they know him, they're like two of my best friends from childhood. So they've been around. They were in my wedding party,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we went camping. We were just going out for a couple nights. And like you said, my father-in-law, he doesn't really drink. He actually told me that the last time he ever had even like a drop of alcohol was in the 70s, like the late 70s was the last time he really drank.
Okay.
And so we went out there and we had, we had some booze. Like we had a bunch of beer, we had some whiskey. And so once we're all set up and like everything's like kind of winding down, we had our campsite all ready to go, we had the fire going, everything. We're sitting around and we're drinking, and he decides that he wants to have some drinks. And we're like, okay, he's a grown man. He can have some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, needless to say, he gets hammered, absolutely hammered.
All right.
And my two friends, like, eventually they go to sleep, and he and I are just sitting up. We're kind of talking, watching the fire, getting ready to wind down. And he turns to me, and out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere, he goes, "Are your two friends gay?"
Okay.
And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Well, no, they're not." And he was like, "No, I think they're gay."
Okay.
And I was like, I promise they're not gay. I've known them forever.
Mm-hmm.
They've been my best friends for life. They're not. And he drops this on me. He goes, "I bet they've been gay together at least once, and I know because I slept with a guy from church once when I first married your mother-in-law."
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And
so takes one to know one, basically, is what he thinks.
Yeah, that was kind of like the point. And he was like, I guess he and this dude from church, so he says, when he first married my now mother-in-law, he had this like gay affair with this dude. And I didn't know. I was absolutely dumbstruck. I didn't even know what to say. And then he went and passed out. And the next morning he wakes up and it's like nothing happened. Like, I don't know if he doesn't remember.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know,
boy.
Is your father-in-law ever thrown off like gay vibes to you before?
No,
Uh-huh.
Never. This was completely out of the blue. Like, never anything like this. Never.
He hasn't drank since the 70s, so he's probably just hammered out there.
Well, that's the case.
Spilling the truth.
Well, whenever he got with this guy, then that was a sober occasion. It's not like he had too much to drink and got drunk gay for a night.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you are burdened with possibly a real story about infidelity with the same sex. Now, do you tell anybody about this, or what are you going to do with this info?
I don't know, man. I haven't. As of right now, I haven't told anybody. Like, I haven't told my friends. I don't know what to do. Am I supposed to? What's the protocol? Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to tell my wife? Am I supposed to tell? I mean,
I would.
I know if it was my family, that's potentially fatal information as far as the relationship goes.
Well, I would tell my wife, but then wouldn't my wife then tell her mom, and then it starts this whole thing?
What's your in-laws? What is their marriage like? Would you say they have a good marriage from what you can tell?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, and I think I know them pretty well. They're great. You know, they have a happy marriage. Their kids are great.
Okay.
You know, he's a great dad. He's a great. I mean, it's like this is completely.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Would you tell Panda that if you found that out about his family?
I don't know.
You go on a trip, that bomb's dropped on you, and then you go back home.
Yeah, I probably would tell Panda, but I would tell him, let's just keep it between us. We do not need to tell anybody else in the family.
But what if he gets all emotional and mad? He's like, no, Mom's got to know.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, and he can do with it at that point whatever he wants. Now, I mean, are you sure? Like, because that's the only thing. Like, if you were drinking a little bit too, that would be the one thing for me. If I were, knocking down a couple beers, even if I had probably a beer and a half, I'd be like, did I hear that right? Or was I a little
I would immediately
buzzed?
start
Yeah.
going to, like, Fireball after I got that info.
Are you sure you got the right information?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think you misconstrue that. I mean, it was pretty clear.
And maybe his wife already knows this. Maybe this is something he told her in the past, and it's common knowledge. Maybe he was just being honest.
Maybe it's hey, it's all, everybody in the family knows. We just thought it wasn't a big deal.
I just would have a hard time having a weird moment with a family member with my wife, her family, and me not tell her about it.
You gotta tell her.
Like, babe, you're not gonna believe what was going on.
With the guy from church.
Yeah, your dad's getting all hammered. He never drinks, and he's confessing this stuff.
Yeah.
I think you tell her, but you then don't tell anybody else. I really think that you should try to keep this between you and your wife.
But then what if let's say you tell the wife that, and she's really emotionally distraught. She's got this whole thing in her head. Her dad's never cheated on her mom. She's really tight with her mom. Now she tells the mom. Drama ensues.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, that's what happens, I guess, when you go out hunting and camping and have too many drinks and you're not good with your booze. And you've got a nice little gay nugget like that tucked away in your closet. Yeah, I think you're going ahead. If I were you, same thing. I'd tell my wife and just be like, I don't know what to do with it. Hey, it's your thing, but that way I'm not keeping any secrets from you.
It'd be hard for me to keep that a secret.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to come at her with. Like, say, look, this is just kind of eating me up alive that I'm not sharing this with you because that's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah. That'd be my thought. All right, well, best of luck, Tyler. And if anything intriguing happens with the revelation, based on what you do, make sure you give us a call back and let us know, okay?
Yeah, okay, I will. Will do, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Man, oh, man. Family secrets. Yeah, when it comes out like that, it's an in-law, and you're like that. You always got to tell your spouse if it's about their family, right?
I think you should tell your spouse, yes, because it's too weird not to.
Even if you know your spouse is going to go crazy and then go blow it up with the whole family. Because there are some people that they got this information. There's no way they could keep that from either their mom or their dad. They're going to tell. And then what happens?
I don't know. Maybe it's a case by case because you don't want them to hurt themselves or somebody else in the family.
Yes, it depends on what the secret is. All right. Somebody got a juicy one. You want to share yours, you can let us know. Well, Tyler goes on a little camping trip, hunting expedition with his father-in-law. Father-in-law drinks, and he's not typically a drinker. Gets a little hammered and lets him know that apparently this sounds like it's overlapped with his marriage. Like he was married and then he had a same-sex affair with some dude with his church. And he's like, okay, I'm coming back from the camping trip. Now, do I hold on to this little nugget or do I tell my wife? I got to tell you, a lot of the texts that are coming in right now are saying stuff like he needs to keep his mouth shut. It's not his news to share. Shut up. Take this to the grave with you. It was a man's weekend. Don't tell anyone.
It's a man's
weekend. Maybe dad is testing the boyfriend to see if he can keep a secret.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But, I mean, that's pretty conniving and good if he's truly, maybe he's not hammered at all. Maybe he's faking drunk. Maybe he's drinking iced tea and he's like faking the drinks and he's just trying to plant something. Why you would do that, I don't know.
Now we're getting crazy here.
Yeah.
It's diabolical.
Well, I see why you would have a tough time wanting to talk to your woman about this, because if she does blow it up and gets all mad and then everyone knows this secret, it is going to cause so much drama with her family.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Well, well, that's the question. I think, it's anytime you do this. To me, I believe, with a spouse, that is something where, and that's information should be like, look, I could be upset with you if you withhold that. I mean, this has to do with my parents, not your parents, and I don't care what you got, but we need to be that kind of like unity where, I would tell you something I think's consequential. And this is about, aside from whatever gender it is, this is an affair. This is somebody, they gave up on their wedding vows. I don't care what you want to say about that.
And if you say something to a married person, if you tell a married person a secret, just know that married couples don't keep secrets from each other if they're doing it right. And you're asking him to do it wrong by keeping it from his wife.
That's how I feel about it.
I just know how I am. If I was really married with somebody and we were thick as thieves, I'm going to have such a tough time not telling her.
You got to tell her.
When crazy stuff goes on. I don't know. It's going to be hard for me.
You love her. You care about her. You want her to know what you know, and it's going to eat you alive.
Hey, babe, how did the trip go? Well, it went great. We had some great
I got to talk to you
bonding
about
time.
something your dad said. And then you know now what I know, and you can deal with it however you want to. But basically, your dad confessed to me that he cheated on your mom.
Because everyone in the chat room saying, do not tell him. You're going to wreck the family. I think I'm going to probably tell her.
If you love your spouse, I think you might tell them on this one. And I don't like to cause drama in my own family, but this is one of those cases where it's too big of a secret for you to just sit on it. It's going to bother you that you know this.
You got to weigh out the whole, would my woman feel bad? Would my wife feel terrible if she found out I had this secret about her family and I never told her and then it got out? And now it's on you. You knew about this and you never told me?
No, that's
that
it.
Would suck
to
too.
me, I think really a lot of the question is, that your in-law had an affair that apparently nobody else knows. But again, I don't know what he said. The one thing he didn't say, did he say, please don't tell anybody about this? I think he just told the story.
Rachel in the chat room, she got, what if he walked up to the dad, talked to him when they were sober and said, hey, do you remember talking to me about some of the stuff you said, and do you still stand by your words? That was a little uncomfortable for me. What do you want me to do with that? What if you just went to him and called him out on it?
Well, it's an awkward conversation, one. Two, he could just completely lie and be like, oh my gosh, no, I don't know. Boy, I had too much to drink. That's not something, da-da-da. And then...
Well, then you know what you're dealing with at that point. You know that he's going to lie and cover it up when he's sober.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, what do you do? Do you tell if you know about any cheating going on? Somebody texted in and said, bachelor party in the Keys for my now brother-in-law. I was already married to his sister, and last night there, the next day, walked in his room to see a girl in his bed from the night before naked. This was 2 years ago, and I never said a word to my wife.
Oh, my gosh.
Really? Not a word?
Yeah. That's just it. That's really kind of what my perspective is on this.
Would you and the Queen be able to talk about this, or do you ignore it? Do you act like you never heard this?
No, I would say something.
And you would say something.
I would say something, just because it's going to eat me alive that I know this.
Denny, you say something to Jen? Yeah, he says something to Jen as well.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Bobby's on here from Palm Beach Gardens. He is a gay man, now 52. He was married in the past. So after hearing all this, what are your thoughts on this, Bobby?
Well, good morning, team. How you doing? Kevin,
good morning.
How you doing?
Hey.
Virginia, Jason.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, Jason? It's Bobby from the Gardens Mall Wild Pants Party. I know all three of you very well.
Nice.
Hey, how you doing, Bobby?
Hi.
Well, what a great topic. Part of me says keep your mouth shut. This is back in the 70s, correct?
Yeah, it's been a while. It was when they first got married. I think he did say that it was when it had happened right after he was first married. And so if you're talking about, it probably was...
The drinking was from the 70s.
70s, but it had to be at least probably at a time, because you're assuming that he got married, then they had the kid, his wife, and then so...
It was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah,
Leave it
being
at
a long time ago, I can relate. I come from Arkansas. I was a very Baptist. 3 times a week to church. Born in Arkansas on a farm. Did all the guy things. I still consider myself a guy thing kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having those feelings. I did not know what they were. The church told me all the time: marriage, children. All my friends were coming out of high school. Marriage, children. I joined the Navy. I went in the Navy. I got married in the Navy. After it wasn't going quite right, so my wife and I separated.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was still in the Navy, some gay guys in the Navy invited me out to a bar, a gay bar off base, and one thing led to another, and I realized that's what this was all that time. But for the caller, talking about his in-law, there are times back in those days where you just, it's not what it is now. Will and Grace changed the world.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that back then. So you might explore something, but it may not have been for him. I didn't get from the caller that it was a reoccurring affair. Kevin keeps calling it an affair. So was it more than once? If it was more than once, yeah, I would tell. I would, because it was an affair. If it was an experience, that's a little different. You just try something that might have been on your mind. It was the right scenario. Who knows? The other guy may have come on to him. It could have been a really awkward situation that he tried, and he never looked back. So I would be concerned about if it was something that he tried and never looked back. Keep your mouth shut.
Right. Okay.
But how do you know, though? You have to go back and have some more drinks.
Well, I guess you maybe hope that he would be like, and then I did it again and again.
Go
and again.
meet him up, get some booze.
You got to take him camping again.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting thought about him experimenting. But I would also argue, to me, he cheated on his wife.
Yes.
That's the simplicity of what I boil it down to. And you might say, hey, I've always wanted to be with a girl of a different ethnicity. And yeah, I was married, but it was just experimentation. I just wanted to see if I liked it.
It was one time, man.
It was just one time. I just
out.
wanted to see. Yeah, do I like
cheating's cheating?
Right. That's kind of what I boil it down to. I understand maybe he had to figure out if he was gay or straight, and he was like, okay, I know it. But you still, when you say I do, baby, your experimentation goes out the window.
And I hope that the wife doesn't do anything with the information, because I don't think it's worth blowing up whatever's going on in her parents' marriage now, all these years later. But for him to keep the secret from his wife feels shady.
I let her make the choice. It's up to her to make the choice. Like, you're not going to press it. You'd be like, hey, I'm just dropping this right here. You do what you will.
But the fact that he was so open about it and didn't really say, he just kind of gave it all out. I wonder if the wife does know. There's a chance she does know. And he's being honest and telling his story.
Yep. She'd be like, oh, we know that.
Yeah, we just don't talk about that much.
Yeah,
we work through it. It's possible.
And then she's like, well, but it's nice to know that if you were faced with something like that, you'd be honest with me. I don't know. There could be a couple tests that are here for Tyler. There might be 2 traps set for Tyler, and whichever foot he steps might get snared.
All you need is that truth serum. Just get your father-in-law some booze.
Oof, good luck, brother.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.
Virginia's giving Jaybird a real hard time. He made some comment about how he loves the rainbows at his house. He said they're just amazing there.
I said, I did. I said they look great from my house, and she starts laughing and making fun of me. Rainbows look the same everywhere, you dumbass. All that kind of
she went on and on.
She did.
We went for a while.
Because you know her, she knows so much about science.
I know a lot about rainbows. I fart them. So.
Yeah. Well, Jaybird has a little vindication here today, Virginia, because you made so much fun of him for how dumb he sounded with that comment that he would like to let you know that according to this really famous science guy, it's that Neil Degrasse Tyson, is that what his name is?
Maybe you've heard of him. He's only on every smart science show ever.
Yeah, you always see, if you ever watch, I know I see him a lot on the History Channel, and they do all those kind of the world's ending kind of stuff. They always go to him.
He knows about space. He knows about light. He knows all about that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But does he know about rainbows?
Yeah, he knows
he
about
does. Yeah, he does. And in fact, he actually is tweeted out a little bit about it. Here's actually from his official Twitter account. It says, The exact rainbow any of us sees in the sky is entirely our own, a personal yet communal gift from the laws of optics.
Now, do you want to do the public apology now? Do you want to buy me dinner later? How do you want to do this? Because you got to eat some crow. She made so much fun of me.
So is he saying that rainbows will look different from different places? Like you may be at Rainbow Central and, hey, they have the best rainbows here? Or is he saying it just really depends upon what the optics are and the conditions in that environment at that moment? Or would you be like going, if we had, for instance, a rainbow map, and be like going, where are the great places? You know, like you'll have this for a restaurant guide, Virginia. If you want to get great sushi, be like going, hey, look at the map. This is a great sushi right
rainbow's
here.
the guide?
Or for me, yeah, you know, like I like breweries, so I would have like a brewery map. So like you could get a Neil deGrasse Tyson rainbow map and be like going, if you're here and the conditions are right, you'll see the most beautiful rainbows at Jaybird's apartment.
I feel like you were making fun of me more on my reaction to rainbows and how excited I got today. Because I was like, rainbows look so cool from my place. It sounded a little dodo-ish. I get it.
It did.
But perspective, dog. Light's different from different angles.
I think optics, too, could mean your own eyes.
It does. All of that
Yeah.
plays into a factor. So when I see a rainbow, I might be seeing something different than your Tequesta rainbows.
I think
Tequesta rainbows are perfect.
But are you saying that rainbows are better and more special just at your apartment than they might be other places?
No, from where there's a area where I can sit. And with the trees and how the lighting is and how everything is, when I see a rainbow through that area, for me, my special experience is going to be different than Tequesta pants over here. And Tequesta rainbows are so stuck up.
Oh, Tequesta
so
rainbows
judgy.
are so vibrant.
Okay.
And they really deliver.
You're making me hate Tequesta.
So it's not that you're getting brighter, better rainbows at your place. It's just that
Experience, Kevin.
the environment you sit in. Like if somebody had a very nice garden, there would happen to be a rainbow. They'd be going, it's best to see a rainbow from my garden because of everything else that's around it.
Kevin, first of all, Kevin gets me, and he doesn't mock me like the witch does. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Mr. Tyson.
I make no apologies, and I also promise you this, more mocking to come.
Yeah, nobody's surprised, you evil witch.
Okay. All right, there we go. We're just trying to sort all this out.
Get on your broom and fly back to Tequesta.
I'm going to fly right over that rainbow.
Uh-huh.
I mean, who put a nickel in you this week?
Well, I think they're going a little far. A petition now has been uploaded online. Game of Thrones fans are petitioning HBO to completely redo Season 8.
Okay, you guys got to get a grip. You got to.
Guys,
it's the way it goes,
come on.
y'all. I know you're upset. I know you're
Yes.
hurt, but you got to get a grip.
I mean, they spent, I don't know how many millions of dollars. This has been the big storyline, is how much money HBO has thrown at Game of Thrones to make this season. They're not going to come up with it again and be like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Well, they're digging in their heels. They're saying, "Oh no, the creators and everyone involved. Well, you can't make everybody happy. People are loving it."
Is people are starting to dig what's going on here with this, and it's going to turn into possibly a really big stink bomb, because I actually have already kind of like I said, I was so into it. They were talking about what's going to happen in the finale.
You
and
know?
I think I do. And people are already starting to go around and be like, this is what's supposed to happen, and people are losing their minds over it.
Is
Because
the
it's
ending
terrible.
Is it
really
weak?
terrible.
Is it terrible?
It's
you
weak.
know it, so you know.
What I saw, and there were a couple people talking about, these are big-time uber nerds of Game of Thrones. They're like, it's a terrible. The ending is atrocious. Like, this is a complete debacle. And as I read deeper into the story, this is rather fascinating, actually. HBO wanted this to go on for maybe 13 seasons and said, look, we'll give you all the money that you want. It's the two writers who are like, nah, we got other projects, because they want to do the new Star Wars movie that they just announced.
They want to wrap it up.
HBO said they wanted to go on with other things, so they've rushed the last two seasons, which it feels so rushed.
It does feel rushed.
And it's because these two guys wanted to get off the Game of Thrones train, so they've completely tanked the last, which unfortunately for HBO, and replaying this, how many people are going to jump on to watch 7 seasons that they know has a disastrous last 2?
They
It
will.
builds to crap.
But
I wouldn't. They would lose me.
They would. They'd lose you, but there are people that will still watch. And there are other people that I've seen a lot of people defending it, too. I know we keep talking about there is 50% that like it seems.
Well, I know 15,000 people online that are not defending it. So
I'm with those people, but
And they say it's rising quickly. In fact, it was just launched this morning.
It ain't gonna do nothing.
It ain't gonna do anything at all. That's what I'm saying. You can cry and try all you want, but it is not gonna change anything.
They tried to do the same thing with the last Star Wars movie. They tried to do a petition. They got hundreds of thousands of people who are mad like me. Oh, don't make Luke so awful. And
Here's our petition. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
The thing I thought was so funny yesterday is I was kind of like looking at all this stuff. They talk about these 2 Game of Thrones writers and like going, these may be the 2 worst writers in the history because they relied on the books for the first 4 seasons that were good. And so, a lot of people think they've ruined it. And then piggybacking right off of that story about these being the 2 worst writers ever, here comes Disney and Star Wars saying, hey, guess who's doing the next Star Wars movie? These 2 guys.
And Disney's been criticized by having terrible writing for the last reboot of Star Wars. I mean, terrible.
Why didn't they just get the guy that wrote the books? What is it, George R.
He didn't write them
Martin?
fast enough, yeah.
Well, sit his ass down and say, get to work.
So
you owe us a wrap-up here because these 2 clowns botched
He
it.
did a rough draft and where he thought it might go.
I don't want
But
to.
they said he rushed it.
And have these 2 guys, have they been writing the whole thing since day one for HBO? I know that they had the influence
For
of the book.
HBO, they
Okay,
did.
you can't say that the guys are complete crap because they've had some hits there. They just had a bad finale is all.
The writer of the books doesn't really like these guys because he says they've cut a lot of the good stuff from the books out in the HBO show.
Well, then get George in there and let George do the ending.
Oh, what a mess.
Get these 2 clowns out of
It's such
here.
a great fight. Actually now I'm more into watching the fighting about it than I think I am the show.
So now, since I've been watching it, I don't care if you spoil the last one for me. So during commercial break, please tell me what you've heard the finale needs to be.
Yes.
I can't wait to hate it with you.
Okay, all right. I will tell you what I've heard, the possible spoiler coming up.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show. Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to KVJShow.com and click KVJ Gear.
Well, we've been doing some different little podcasts here. Jaybird set up a podcast studio at his apartment just in time to have to take it back down and move. So
it's very depressing.
Yes.
I mean, what are the odds?
He just got it up. He's so proud of it. He's like, it looks great. And then he
Looks
gets
beautiful.
basically gets an eviction notice.
But the good news, here's the good news. I'm pretty sure I found a place in the same exact neighborhood. I'm literally taking all my stuff and moving to the same kind of townhouse right across the street. It's going to have the same setup, have the same layout, so it should look pretty darn similar.
Okay.
I'm keeping positive in this time of thunderstorm.
That's what we got to do here because you are that thought guy of positivity. That's what you got to do to take us there.
Put on your thunder coat and tell us something uplifting, Bird. We need your words of inspiration.
Do not be afraid to give up the good, to go for the great. Maybe this new place will be even greater.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, we're kind of talking about that today. Giving up the good to go for the great.
Got to turn it, got to spin it.
I don't think your old place was good.
It was not good. There's a part of me that's very happy that I'm leaving.
Don't be afraid to give up the crappy.
Are you taking the rats with you?
No, don't worry. I got a little something special for them.
Oh, they're packing. They're going. They're packing their stuff right now.
They're right now folding their little rat shirts and everything else.
God.
Here we're moving, guys. Come on. We got to go.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ E-Blast and stay connected.